Yeah, I mean expression as in I like to look at people's mouth, like as in mouth is sorry
Expressions, yeah.
yeah, as in like what they are trying
Yeah.
to say with their whole body body posture and stuff like that, expression and stuff like that. So I love to see that, like observe. Not a creep, guys, I'm not a creep. So I call myself an Ankur Warikoo Prodigy. Ankur, if you are watching this, and I've won a lot of prizes, okay?
Yeah.
People remember.
You want to share?
No. People from Kamals, you all remember, right? I got
Yeah.
so many prizes. Now I'm here on my way to become rich and famous. I think I attribute everything I am to books I've read and to good books I've read, okay? Because you can be reading shitty books and become a shitty person.
Namaste everyone and welcome back to another episode of 3XP. Today's episode is full on energy. So much energy that I had to have energy drinks to match her energy. We talked about books, we talked about YouTube, we talked about her journey to million subscribers. Not flexing. We talked about, let's not give spoilers here. Let's dive directly in the episode. I'm your host Kunal Raj and you are listening to Goa's first ever entertainment podcast, 3XP. Enjoy. So welcome Rosie, welcome to the podcast, and how has been traveling from Delhi and coming directly on the podcast?
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kunal. First of all, for even inviting me. I was super excited because I was like, who would even invite a girl who has no subscribers at all? But then coming straight from Delhi, it was an experience here, and now it's raining a lot in Goa. But yeah, pretty smooth ride. I'm so excited to be here and super grateful.
Yeah, I think being a fellow book lover, I'm excited to talk to you, And before we proceed to the other questions, I think you can tell what you are doing, what is Rosie and what is it all about?
Oh, sure. So I'm Rossi and I am, so you must be curious what my age is. I'm 21. What do I do? I am a content creator, mostly YouTuber. And besides that, I'm pretty ambitious of my goals and a small town girl who wants to achieve big dreams.
Someone who shared her age in the first question itself. So I need not ask also, घुमा फिरा के पूछना भी नहीं पड़ा.
No, I'm very proud of how young I am. I'm kidding, cut that.
And I feel you have that kind of energy, that when I approached you, I felt ki, will I be able to match that energy?
I hope I have not given out too much energy because I'm keeping it in my pants.
I think it yeah, you are kind of the lady Ranveer Singh with respect to the energy, I mean. So, your secret kya hai, for that energy? What is the secret of energy?
The secret of my energy is boost. I'm kidding. No, actually, it's very natural to me. I love to be very positive and, very vibrant. And I like to emulate that to anybody I meet. Even when I text like this, you'll see hey, it's like as if I'm screaming out loud. So yeah, it's right from the beginning, I'm this bubbly girl. And now channeling it into my brand.
Yeah, but any family influence like that, or you are something different from your family members?
Definitely. If you ask my family members, they'll be like, this person is so loud. When she's not around, they're like, oh my God, I miss this girl. But my family is quite what do you say, outgoing. So I'm also a byproduct of them, but I'm 10x outgoing than them. But yeah, definitely my energy comes from my family.
And I think you love books a lot, right?
Yeah.
And which was the book from where you started out?
So yeah, my reading journey, if I had to share, it would be so I started right when I was young. I was I used to love to read, but then nobody around read books a lot, okay? So it's I used to have my textbooks in school. I used to read those a lot. And I remember one summer when I was I read all my textbooks and then I was I have nothing to read, even maths textbook I read. And I was even my family or neighbors, friends, nobody used to read a lot until now. You barely see Goan people reading books a lot. I mean, no offense to people who read, but a lot of my friends also never read books growing up. Then eventually, there is a village panchayat, a library where I stay. Yeah. So there I went and I got my first book, Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. That book is so good. I read that book. Anybody who wants to start reading book, I would suggest that book. I read that book and it was Rossi, this is your calling. Go read more books. From then, I started reading more books. very very shamefully, I've read a lot of Chetan Bhagat. But I'm not very proud of those reads. But when you're young, you like a lot of teenage fiction. Then eventually I read like a lot. Then I got on Instagram. I started reading books that people are recommending to me. Then I have like, watered down version of like a reading, where now I'm reading like very much fiction, self-help, how to get better and
Finance,
stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of finance, a lot of personal growth.
Business
Of course. We have to go get that bank.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of books that will help me grow. So yeah, it was a huge long journey.
I have started Alchemist and halfway I'm there, and
Yeah.
I got lost with some work, and it is
It's hard. I've been there. I've been like left a lot of books crying in the corner, like not
you
touched them.
started with that book. I am with that book still. And as you said, you don't prefer audiobooks, right? Because nowadays people are shifting towards audiobooks. Why so?
Because see, I grew up reading books, right? So then like I never had like access to like a phone or a headphones or like that, so I don't have the habit of listening to like a long thingy. That's why I was like, I always prefer like reading, like watching a YouTube video while listening to a podcast or whichever my favorite podcasts are. So it's like I cannot like my head, too many things go in my head. Okay, I'll listen to like one word you said. Like, let's just say I'm listening to your podcast, one word that you said, and I'm like trying to like, join dots in my head about that word. If I'm reading, I can just stop, think about it, and get back to the reading, right? Or even close the book and like, start reading about it, thinking about it. So yeah.
When I'm watching, you're just watching the expression and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, expression as in, I like to look at people's mouth, like as in mouth as Sorry.
Expressions, yeah.
Yeah, as in like what they're trying to say with their whole body, like, body posture and stuff like that, expression and stuff like that. So I love to see that, like observe and not a creep. Guys, I'm not a creep.
Yeah. Yeah, not a creep.
Not a creep. Hashtag not a creep.
Yeah, you have cleared out also, na?
Yes.
Clarification bhi ho gaya.
Air bhi clear kar diya.
Yeah, and I think when coming out of book again once, when I had once my solo trip, I was like scared or kya hoga kaisa. You had recently, you have gone to Delhi, right? So what made you like suddenly Delhi kaise pahunch gaye?
Yeah.
Kya tha, kaun bhej raha hai? Ja
No. It's like I had never traveled by a plane, took a flight by myself. Never done anything like crazy, like a vacation.
तो checklist जैसा था क्या, कुछ wish list something?
No, it's not like wish list. I like, of course, everybody wants to travel at least once, like in their life. And I was like, kab hoga. It's like, so like I got selected by Ankur Warikoo, if you all don't know him yet. So I got selected by him like in a course, and YouTube course basically. And then afterwards there was like a convocation that happened, and we were invited for that convocation. And I told mom like exactly what was it. Otherwise she was so scared. She was praying the whole entire trip. She told me like she could not sleep because this was the first time one of her daughters was going like on a plane by herself. So she was praying and stuff. So I went. It was, dude, I entered the plane, my legs were shaking. I could not believe I was on a plane. That feeling, I mean, like people who have been there, done that, know like you also must have experienced it. Like I could not, like a girl who literally like I had like that imposter syndrome feel, like I don't belong here, such kind of mood. Then afterwards, like when I went there, then the whole trip was so worth it. Like I met so many creators and stuff like that. And then afterwards in Mumbai, like I think last month in May, I went on my second solo trip. It was very nice. Mumbai and Delhi and Mumbai I have covered. Let's see where I go next.
नशा हो गया नशा जैसा हो गया
सस्ते नशा. No, very expensive nasha. Planes are very expensive. So yeah, अब तो
now what are you thinking of? Bus trip, train trip or something like that?
Oh, definitely. I think one thing for sure I want to do in my life is a road trip. Entire Goa. Like I don't think so if anybody has done it, I will do it. Nobody steal my idea. I mean, of course.
Let's assume nobody has done it.
Yeah, let's assume.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm saying nobody has done it as in nobody has recorded it. Like, what you say. Put a record out there on the internet to see like entire Goa. So if anybody wants to do that, please hit me up. I would love to go through the whole pain of going through the entire Goa and like.
Yeah, you better go before the petrol prices is 200 or something.
I need a sponsor then.
what's stopping you from going? Then you will be like, यार petrol बहुत ज़्यादा महंगा हो गया, I cannot, you know.
Then I'll have to do like, you know.
Yeah, but I think by that time your YouTube is already set, right? That is nothing.
Exactly. By then I'm so rich and famous by then. Oh my god. No, but mostly it's like I'll have to do like work on the trip. So it's like now I'm doing like jobs and stuff so that I can pay for the petrol in case it goes like very high. Yeah. So definitely, yeah.
And as you said, you met Ankur Warikoo, right? Yeah. And whose videos I am looking and trying to improve my finances somewhat. So how was the experience? Like how is he in person? Like something different or same? या camera में अलग रहते हैं ना लोग, that's why.
So yeah, I met Ankur and first of all, I'm like a big fan of Ankur, okay? If you see my Instagram, my Twitter, I'm like, I call myself an Ankur Warikoo Prodigy. Ankur, if you are watching this.
You cut this snip and send it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Definitely. So, yeah, Ankur, like, mostly because I saw his videos, definitely. So, he became my inspiration. I don't want to explain that part. That would be boring. You can just head to my channel and watch some videos. Yeah. You would get a gist of it. So, yeah, I met him in Delhi. And he walked in and I was like shaking, okay? The same feeling of entering the plane, the same feeling of seeing him in person. It was like, he's the exact same person how you see him in videos, okay? He'll come, he'll say, hi Rossi, like, you know, he'll greet you and stuff. And then
you pronounce your name right?
Yeah, of course, dude, of course. You only made a mistake. So when we like went and then he was so sweet, like, you know, like, what do you say? He was giving advices to people. Like I also spoke to him like one-on-one or whatever. We took advice. A lot of people took advice from him and like, it was such a life-changing experience. And like I've been back and forth like with him over emails and stuff. And he always has like the right advice. Like he makes you question things, you know. It's like he will not give you answers. He'll make you question and he will lead you to the answer. So definitely I call him one of my biggest mentors also. So it was dream come true even to meet him, okay. And I got my book signed twice. His book I got signed twice.
Same book?
Yeah, Do Epic Shit. His book came out, right? I got a signed copy. When I ordered it, I got a signed copy. When I met him, I was like, दोबारा sign कर लो, please.
But है ना वो सही से रखा है ना
कि
basement में पहुंच गया.
No, definitely. I have like a collection of books where I like they are signed. So I recently met Manish Pandey also. His book also I signed. I was super excited because I was like, dude, this guy is like you know, he's helped like a lot of YouTubers become who they are.
You have taken some tips also, right?
Of course.
You're using it.
You bet I have. I was like, Manish, please help me out. No, I'm just kidding, okay? Manish, he's like really a good human being and he was so humble and he was like telling everything he knows to us.
Yeah, I've listened to his podcast about
Meeting him also was like a dream because I was like...
Where you met there only?
No, I met him in Mumbai.
Yeah.
When I went for my Mumbai trip. Yeah, second trip. And that was so impromptu, okay? I messaged him on Instagram. I was like, Manish, can I meet you, please? I want to get my book signed. And he was like, yeah, sure. And then after, like, you know, I landed in Mumbai and that evening only we met. So it was pretty crazy times.
After so many podcasts, we thought we won't ask any cliche or generic question. But which is your kind of favorite book?
Oh my god, that question, I get that a lot. But I have like favorite books for different aspects of my life, okay? So now if I'm talking about content creation, I'll have a like Steal Like an Artist is a great book that somebody can read. That is my favorite. Now self-help, Almanac of Naval Ravikant, Do Epic Shit by Ankur Warikoo, woohoo! And then personal finance, psychology of money. So every aspect of my life has like one book that I have like, you know, read and I loved it a lot. Recently, like my favorite book, if I had to tell you now, I'm reading a book called Defining Decade. And it's like, it tells you like to live the next 10 years of your life. So how you can, you know, plan for the next 10 years of your life. So that is a really good book. I felt like, you know, the mental health, whatever I needed right now was there in that book. So yeah, but if I had to go back right when I was like, you know, this is my favorite book, I would be like Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini is one book. Everybody should check it out. I cried for like, I think a week after reading that book because it's so good. It's about a small guy. I will not spoil a lot, but a young guy who's like done dirty. It's very bad. But then go read it.
So you have made a shelf over with favorite books. I don't know. You
No, I don't have a shelf.
or you have just it is somewhere lying away.
Dude.
I finished up reading. Why I did this?
The letter, definitely the letter, because I like in my house I don't have enough. Like I have I think I have 300 plus books, and there is no way in hell Mama will allow me to put like a shelf in my room. So and also it takes it gets very dusty. So I have like books lying around in my a basement somewhere in my one box, and I remove them every time. I'll go every year. I'll remove 10 books, and I'm like, I'll buy 10 books. So 20 books every year I'll read and that's like now. Before I used to read like 100 plus books and all. It's very sad.
It's basically like in the Hollywood movies and all the show. You go in the basement, you remove one book, it is all dusty, and you remove. I read this book somewhere. I can recollect something. So something.
Yeah, something similar. Like that's my story. Like every month or something like that, because it gets really dusty here, and you have to take care. Like books take a lot of your energy.
Yeah, you have to take care. Now you're taking so much energy from there. You're like, "Zale aapche kaam zara chal."
Dude, and also like about books that you bought that you didn't end up reading because you read them halfway, but that they costed you a lot, and then it hurts so much that you put money in it, and now you don't like that book. So I usually resell those books so that I have more place to buy more books.
So you see the review of the book and then you buy, or you just see the title or something and you feel something intriguing and you buy?
Usually it's like so before when I got started, I didn't know which book to read, right? I used to read like a lot of reviews and stuff like that.
Bestsellers book.
Yeah, of course. Amazon 10 best-selling, like of course. I think most people do that. But then eventually it's like now I read a book and there is like some mention of some author in that book. Or let's just say I'm reading Do Epic Shit and somebody like some other author is mentioned in that book. So I'll just write it down or, order that book. So then it's like a continuous chain from this book to this book. So I don't have to read reviews anymore because I got that book. I'm starting to read this book and then I'm getting another suggestion for another book. So it's like a continuous cycle and it keeps me interested.
Yeah, and the authors are, self-promoting their
I mean, like, why would I self-promote Kunal? Because, I'm on this podcast. It's worth it, right? So I would self-promote it, right? So it's like that.
And there are people who hate books, right? And if you get an option, if you have that 1 minute to change someone's mind, consider this person is that, so what you'll be saying, like, what you'll be saying to him?
So first thing I would say, if somebody is like really bored and they don't want to read at all, I would not even make an attempt to make them read. Honestly, that would be my first this because no, I will be like, okay, fine, you don't want to read, don't read. It's like that, because like you can't force, like you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink. Something like that. But if I had to tell them, like they would be like, why do you read books? For me, right? So I'd be like, one thing you can do in your life is to grow every second, right? And for that you need to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. But one way to learn from the mistakes is to make those mistakes. Another way to learn from those mistakes is to read about people who have done those mistakes. Got it, right? So you either make those mistakes and learn from them, or you read about people who have done those mistakes and learn from them. So your choice. The choice is yours.
Go. You'll be like, read mat kar, jaake Instagram reels dekh.
Yeah, you can do anything with your time.
Follow me there.
Yeah, I can follow. Like if you go through my Instagram day before, you'll see like a lot of book reviews.
Yeah.
But I don't do them anymore. I'm like, what I read is for me, not to But yeah.
You never thought of making like a short book reviews or something, or book summaries kind of?
Dude, I thought so, but then I was like there are good books already available, and I was like, okay, might as well I can just read those or make those, and it takes a lot of effort to create content on books, like
you have to understand the book again. Then first time I just read, second time you have to understand to make a.
And also it's like way before I used to do like book reviews, like people used to pay me to read books, okay? So I used to be like, I don't like that
Give
book.
me that contact. I need
Dude,
some
it's
motivation.
not fun. It's not fun. I'll tell you, wait. So like people will give you books and people will ask you to read, but that book is not nice, but you still have to put reviews out there, know. So you have to force yourself to read that book and write that
and
review.
Find some good points in that book.
Yeah. And no, it's like whenever people reach out to you, they'll always say like, I'll always say I'll be genuine regardless you pay me money or not. And dude, it is not a lot of money. like on an average it takes you like a week or so to read a book, and I think like 2 hours a day, let's just say 2 hours a day, a 500 book, 500 pages book. And it is like, it costs you like, peanuts. Literally, if I had to do any other job, it will cost like a 1 week would be so much more like, worth it. So yeah, so it's not
worth it.
It's not fun. It's not worth it to like, create content. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, I feel like it takes a lot of toll on your, like, the leisure part, the fun part of reading a book is gone out of it.
Yeah. Then you'll stop reading books because
exactly,
of that.
Dude, that happened to me. Like, there was one year, like, I think it was like 2020, I think 2020 or something, no, 2021. Afterwards, I was like, for 6 months, I could not read a book because I was like, I was so dreaded from the very fact of reading a book because I was so done with it. It's like, it's not fun. I would not recommend.
Yes, not recommend at all.
No. And anybody who has done like book reviews for a year, for 2 years, where you have gotten books from other people, even HarperCollins used to send me like a lot of books. There was a time when that publication used to send me free books. But then, like, anybody will tell you that it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
I think we got some rough related to book, and if we go too much on book, then this will be a booky podcast. We'll go technical, like what is E is equal to MC square? The reason I'm asking is you have done BSc in physics, right? In physics. And from BSc in physics, now you have transitioned into content creation. So what led you to take that drastic step? Pressure kahan se aaya? Inner calling or?
No, actually, to answer the first question, that of course Einstein's equation. But then, so I was growing up, I was a very smart kid, okay? I was reading books.
You were a smart kid?
I mean, academically.
Yeah.
I was very smart, Not that I'm not smart now. Kunal. But like I was academically, I was very good. I used to do my own studies. So like 10th ho gaya, good marks. I got good marks.
Distinction.
बहुत अच्छे marks आ गए. I was like, bhai,
don't share. I'll feel bad.
No, I'm flexing my own distinction. No, it's like so I got good marks, and then 11th 12th हो गया, science ले लिया, PCM भी कर लिया, maths के साथ and all. And then I got good marks in physics and maths, and I was like, okay, I like that and I can do it. Let me just go pursue it. And I felt like, there was another part of me, like a dumber part of me who didn't read proper books. That was like, like it was like below me, like, to do anything beyond what I'm capable of. It's like I've put in so much effort in my 11th, 12th to study science, and let's just go do BSc in physics because I am capable of it. Anything below that would be like beyond me, like, like that was really bad, mindset. So I ended up doing BSc Chogles, and then by the end of like first year I started my Instagram, and I was like, I'm famous on Instagram, bhai, ab to kya BSc वैसी गई तेल लेने. Yeah, but then like first year happened, and then second year I was still doing my Instagram, and I was doing like well, I said, right? So not well as in I was not famous, like how I am now.
Yeah.
651 subscribers.
Yes.
No, anyways, we digress.
On the way to million, yeah.
Yeah. We digress. Back to the this. So then afterwards in second year, I was writing for people, right? Like reviews and all. So eventually I got into writing a lot, and then there were like people were saying you're doing BSc, you're writing on the internet and stuff like that. And I was like, who cares? What is there?
Yeah.
Anyway, so third year happened, and like by July 2021 I graduated, and after that I was like, like kya kare? I'm doing already on the internet. By the end of my graduation, I was like set. Internet पे कुछ तो करना है, कुछ तो फोड़ना है internet पे, like million subscribers as you said. So yeah, eventually I got into freelancing, and then I think my parents also saw like a gradual shift, and I was like, I don't see myself doing
it was
like
a gradual shift for you.
Yeah.
It
was because I was doing like internet. And
every year you were doing some one step.
Yeah, like and mom was like, do this, get a job and stuff like that. And I was like, mom also saw it coming. Mom was like, like I was doing, and then it was there was no way I was doing masters in physics or something like that, right? Because in my head also my mindset shift had happened, and I was like, no, it's not for me. I don't see myself in a field like where I'm doing the same thing for the next 10 years or something like that. So that happened, and then I was like, now I'm here on my way to become rich and famous. Yeah.
Nice. Now I think you, as you said, you didn't see yourself 10 years, but you see yourself 10 years into content creation.
Yeah, definitely.
Lifetime.
Dude, content creation, I could be like, and that too I'm not even in like, this is just the beginning right now. So it's like I'm in, like, mostly I love the uncertainty of it, it's like doing things without knowing, like when I was coming here from Delhi.
How was the trip?
Yeah, so when I was coming
here,
here, I love the uncertainty of it. I didn't know what to expect. I'm sure, like, I knew we would have a good conversation, like how we are having, but then I was like, I love the uncertainty of like meeting people and like creating new stuff. Like even like the thrill of holding a camera in front of a crowd is like a lot. And like I always love to be on a stage in front of people and like entertaining people. So it's like content creation, I could be evolving and doing something for the, like, whenever, like, until I'm irrelevant. I'm just kidding, I didn't say that, okay? Until we are evolving every now and then, I would like keep on doing this. And another thing is, like, I would love to build businesses around this. So I'm into this and then around it.
Yeah, I think you're already helping to build businesses.
Yes. Yes.
Have you been on the stage or just now you're thinking like kabhi na kabhi to?
Stage as in like not like as a, like, what do you say, Rossi like Rossi YouTuber, not like at a VidCon and all, if you're listening. I mean yeah, like stage, I've always, like I said, right, I was like playing violin and all, like I used to love to go on stages a lot and like talks, and I used to give a lot of talks and stuff, like speeches and stuff, and like here and there, college, school, whatever. So like that stage I always wanted, and now YouTube has given me like what infinite stage to be like in front of infinite people,
Yeah, where I can edit my speech as I want.
And I can make the story I want, narrative I want, like that, So yeah.
Yeah, the speeches, what kind of speeches related to, addressing someone,
No, not like debates, public speaking, like presentation, whatever I should take participate. And I've won a lot of prizes, okay?
Yeah.
People remember.
You want to share?
No. People from Kamals, you all remember, right? I got so many prizes. But then, like, when I took BSc in physics college, I was like, I'm a nerd. I'm not taking part in anything. That's not my cup of tea.
In BSc, you thought like that?
Yeah. And, like, no, I mean, I did not participate. And another thing I regret a lot is, like, not participating a lot in college. As, like, I was, like, to myself, to my books and, like, my friends and stuff like that. But then it's fine. We grow out to become different people from college. So I don't regret anything. But I do regret one thing about that college. I didn't participate a lot. And then COVID happened. Like, COVID did us dirty. Like, 1 year went by. Like, last final year went by.
Yeah, because you were already not doing anything.
Dude,
1 year would have spoiled again. So you got a reason to say. COVID did it,
COVID did me dirty anyways.
I've got one question directly from your relatives. I have a strong research team, they go here and there.
Oh, they reached out to you also. My God, my relatives,
Yeah, so they want to know like what work do you do, because YouTube doesn't pay, right? And so from, except music sodun there, like from where you are getting that revenue stream, or what work you are doing actually?
Exactly. So even this question, not just my relatives, but my mother was very concerned. So now YouTube, apparently I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so subscribe. So after 1,000 subscribers you get monetized, and that too, like, it takes a year. So I was like, I have to do something for money, right? So I told you, right, I started content writing kar liya, because I was doing book reviews. So copywriting is much more like nice. I learned marketing, branding in that. So then after copywriting, I did social media management, which is doing, like handling profiles here and there. Now, like last 2 months, I've been running PR for brands. So I came across Aditya. Hi, if you're watching. So I assist him in running PR for brands and businesses, and quite well-known businesses. He handles like a lot of quite well-known brands and businesses. So I assist them and, like help him in research, helping him like, whatever I can do it. So yeah, that's how I pay my bills. That's how I am here. Although I didn't have enough money to put in fuel, but I am here.
Yeah, she's here. She has come all the way, from
Delhi. I'm kidding. Let me just clarify. I'm not from Delhi, okay? I'm from Velsaam, if you're not at place.
Yeah.
Velsaam
we'll cover up Delhi part, in coming. Yeah. You have mentioned like, so you have done content writing, you have done copywriting. But what is that copywriting? Because I was also trying to figure out, but I didn't get time to, search copywriting.
Yeah.
Copy something and you write something.
No way. So content writing is basically writing for the internet. Okay. So blogs, if anybody doesn't know, blogs, social media posts, then YouTube videos, scripts, everything, anything on the internet you see is written by amateurs like us. So don't trust it. So copywriting is basically writing to sell. So you'll see these people like, a book, just do it is like a copywriting, is like a copy for Nike. Just do it. So it's like anything you see, a course you see, anything on the internet that is being sold, that is written by copywriters, basically to sell it to you. Like you'll say 10 minutes left, just buy now, something like that. Those strategies are done by copywriters.
Okay, to create some kind of catchy.
Yeah, create FOMO, fear, lust, greed, everything. Those there are like
do anything just to sell what you write.
Yes, like different products call for different emotions that you want to evoke. That's like 10 people are already in, you don't want to miss it out, something like that. So copywriters do that.
One flat remaining to be sold.
Yes, or 10-minute discount, last early bird discount, something like that. All those things are done by copywriters for digital marketing, and even for traditional media. Like people used to do this stuff. It's just that now it's popular to become copywriter.
I read a few books recently and I feel it alters the mind in some kind of, has book changed you, your perspective or your way of thinking?
Of course, definitely. I think I attribute everything I am to books I've read and to good books I've read, okay? Because you can be reading shitty books and become a shitty person. Kidding. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, definitely when I was in school and I was very dumb, I was like a very narrow perspective towards life. Because you're grown only in very narrow perspective, your family, like that. So it's like, it's like I did not have like these ambitious dreams that I have right now, like shoot for the stars and stuff like that. So definitely books have made the Rossi I am today, definitely. And again, good books, reading good books matters, guys. Reading good books matters.
An example of any bad book according to you?
Bad? No.
What genre you're saying? Bad book or?
No. I'm saying bad as in the same thing with Netflix, binging on Netflix. You could be binging on books, like wasting your life away on books, right? So as in bad as in that there are a lot of conservative books that are written. I don't want to take any names, but a lot of conservative books that are written that tell you, don't tell your goals to people, then they'll never come true. Don't what you say, want to become like somebody you're not from, stick to your roots and stuff like that. And that's not bad, that's not my perspective. So it's like bad is relative. So it's like what is bad for me may not be
relative
bad.
Is coming out in bad also.
Yeah,
bad is relative.
Physics, everybody physics OP in chat. Yeah, so bad is relative. So it's like what is bad for me, like for my mother something may be very dangerous or risky. For me it's like okay fine, I'll just go do it. So it's like bad is relative, but I want to say read books that you are genuinely curious about, not somebody else is telling. Even don't take my recommendation, just do your research and read the book. So yeah, definitely.
I think that bad book might be good for someone else.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I take my words back. There I take my words back.
And talking about YouTube and Instagram, as you took the topic, right? And since you took the topic, I'm taking that. I started back in 2017 when I liked storytelling, as you said, storytelling, creating something. I am a person who likes to sit on system and do something. What was the reason you started? Because of the craze or something you want to create, or what was the reason exactly? Okay,
so I started on Instagram because I saw another community on bookish community. It was called Bookstagram. It's still called Bookstagram, like a whole community of books. People talk about books. So I started because I was so inspired. I was like, मैं भी कर सकती हूँ यार. I can also show my books. I didn't have a lot of books back then, but then I started because
I'll borrow and will show.
Exactly. Library से book लाते हूँ तो क्या हुआ?
किसको क्या पता चलेगा?
So after that, afterwards I got into creating a lot, and then eventually I started YouTube because I was watching YouTube when I was young very much, and I was like, okay, might as well I can also do it, and I felt like I was very natural with camera and stuff, so I was like, करते हैं. Now it's I was like I want to be this this great somebody or out there on the
जहाँ पे लोग सुपर चैट वगैरह भेजते
हैं. $10,000 in chat. And also it's I have so much to tell. like about books and stuff. I like back then about books. So I was like that I need a platform to put it out there because I told you, right, no friends to talk about books. So now I feel like I can tell stories, like I can tell stories. So I need a platform to put it out there. And that's, I feel, is YouTube. So y'all better subscribe. Plugging.
Yes. You don't feel like YouTube is kind of saturated? Not at all. No? Audience, there are enough audience to...
Not at all. I feel like now it's at a stage where YouTube wants a next generation of creators. I personally feel that from a viewer's perspective.
That's why I've joined. Like I'm the next generation.
Let's pioneer a next generation. At least first generation of Goan creators. Of course there were like those memers and stuff like that. So of course definitely second generation of Goan creators and stuff like that. So mostly
intellectual Goan creators.
Thank you. No, I mean not to demean anybody. Thing.
That is a comedy genre.
Mine's like entertainment and stuff like that, vlogging.
Yeah, you never know. You might start in between. You'll think, मैं book reviews करूँगी. मेरा channel है, मैं कुछ भी करूँगी.
Exactly, dude. I'm like on a beach reading a book. Y'all better listen about it. So yeah, mostly it's like I want to build my own personal brand so that people want to I hope somebody is listening to this and like moving forward they would be like, yeah, I'm come from this channel and now I like her as a person who she is. So yeah, definitely like that. And now let's see where
रोसी का मतलब ऐसे लंबा बात करती हो सुनना पसंद है. Like people
exactly.
Rosie, speak more. Go to another episode of 3XP, 3 Express.
Like another when we are 1 million subscribers, I will be back. So yeah, definitely.
You have termed your audience as what do you
Roses.
call it? Roses, no?
Roses.
Why not roses?
No, because that
I've been told to pronounce the name right. That's why I thought better I see what it is, roses or roses.
I did not do that. Okay, y'all. Okay, yeah, roses, because you see when I before that on my when I started, I was like, I'm Rossi, and people used to say you're my rose and stuff. And one teacher in school used to call me like a rose and stuff like that. I was like, y'all are my roses. Itna bhi narcissistic nahi jana hai ki Rossis kar de, nahi, roses. So I felt like it had a nice ring to it. Some people say it's cringe. I was like, don't be a one rose. You can move away, unfollow kar do. So yeah, so that's why I feel it's cute.
Yeah, and coming back to book once, we had something else covered in between to neutralize. When someone reads book, a lot, they are called nerd and bookworm and stuff. So you have faced something like that?
Of course.
Because you were reading textbooks, that is something I discovered.
And
something new.
I was in physics and I was reading books. Of course, I mean it's at one point you just don't give a shit of what people say to you. So it's like you read books. Yeah, I do. I'm a nerd. So what? So it's like I've been called a lot of things, but then you just grow on it. But then afterwards, you also, when you're reading good books, you realize other people's opinion doesn't matter anymore.
And I think in those good books you'll find that point, na? Okay, don't listen to others.
Exactly.
Some or the other way it will be there.
Exactly.
So the book is telling you, bhai, sudhar ja bhai.
Exactly. And also a whole mindset shift happens, and it's like you're like, okay, fine, this is me and this is who I am.